We're going to Niagara Falls now, and we'll talk with Grace. Hi, Grace. What do you got for us today?
Hi, Andrew. How are you today?
Hey, great. What's on your mind?
Yes. I had a question about how do you deal with rebellious adult children, I guess you could say. They were raised in a strong Christian home, went to Christian public and high school, and our son even became a pastor. But the two have married Muslims, and the third one's married an atheist. And our son that did become a pastor has walked away from the Lord. My husband's passed away. It's Mother's Day, and not one has contacted me. And it seems if I go along with the mainstream of a Muslim religion, which I've totally opposed, I'm okay. But the moment you take a stand, and I went to Bible school for 4 years, Briarcrest in Saskatchewan. When I take a stand, a firm, convicted stand, all of a sudden I'm thrown out to the dogs. How do you deal with this?
Hmm. Wow, well, that's not an easy one. What you've got there is rejection and hurt, and I think that's step one for you because I mean, obviously you're a very mature believer, but this one is hurtful. It's very deep, deeply painful. You're being rejected by your own kids. The temptation is for you to take responsibility and feel like this is somehow shoulda, woulda, coulda done something better. We know better than that because of the upbringing you gave them. You introduced them to the gospel. They had plenty of chances, and yet now you're seeing rebellion of some sort. And first of all, I think you gotta deal with that lurking question: is this my fault? And I hope you've already dealt with that. But the answer is no. That you can't do anything at this point. They're choosing, they're making these choices. And as you have already figured out, you have to release them to the Lord and pray for them and be available. Just be available to God's Spirit. And hopefully, over time, they will be interested in your thoughts. But right now, they're in rebellion. And there may be a reason for that. I don't know. It could be that they were overwhelmed by a legalistic religion in the school, in the church. It could be that they are pushing back from that stuffy feeling they got. Sometimes there are religious circles that exude a stuffiness and a religiosity that just repels people. And so when you grow up in that environment, you just want to get away from it and exercise your freedom. Nevertheless, they're responsible for their choices and you can't control them. But what I'm hearing and what I think you need to know the most is that your only move at this point is to recognize the pain that you're feeling. I mean, what you're really saying in plain English, what you're saying is, um, I'm alone. My husband is not here. Today's Mother's Day. I feel alone. My kids haven't contacted me. They don't talk to me much or at all. They've gone their own path. They disrespect me. If I, cave to them and say what they want me to say, then they treat me with a dignity and respect. If I truly say what I think, then they reject me. So they're rejecting me, they've hurt me deeply, and they've largely abandoned me. And that's what you're saying in plain English. And so what you're saying is, Andrew, I am hurting. I'm hurting deeply. And the only thing I know in that scenario, Grace, is to process that pain and say, Father, here's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling alone. I'm feeling abandoned. I'm feeling disregarded. I'm feeling disrespected. I'm scared for them. I'm scared for their future, the family that we've built. I feel scared. I feel abandoned. I feel hurt. I feel insulted. I feel rejected. That's what I feel. And I don't know what to do, Father, except that I'm built. I'm built for forgiveness. That's the heart you gave me, and I'll do that. I'm going to choose to forgive them, and I'm going to choose to release them from anything they owe me. I'll tell you what they owe me. They owe me a phone call, especially today. They owe me attention. They owe me respect. They owe me dignity, and yet they're not giving it. And so I cancel their debt. Lord, I forgive them and I release them. I give up my right to have that respect, and I give up my right to have that better treatment. I release them from anything they owe me. And when you do that, it's not for them. They might not ever listen to this program. They might not ever realize what you've done. You may never have a conversation about it, but you're doing it for you. You're doing it for your health. You're doing it because that's who you are. You are a forgiving person in Christ. That's who you are by nature. You have a new nature, you have a new heart, and you have a forgiving heart. And so what I would encourage you is to approach this not as a Bible school student. Don't approach this with a lot of spiritual jargon to it. Approach this as a mom and just recognize, Father, I've been hurt. I've been disrespected. I've been ignored. I'm in pain. My kids aren't even paying attention to me. This hurts deeply. But you love me, and you've made me right, and your presence never fails me, and you're always with me. And I choose to forgive them and release them from what they owe me, and I'm going to trust you. I'm going to trust you because you have shown me the truth. And even though they're living in error, and even though they've adopted all kinds of belief systems that I know are not the truth, I'm going to trust you with them, and I'm just going to be available every day by your Spirit. And thank you for loving me. And you know what, Grace? That's all you can do. You can't control your kids. You can't control their decisions. You can't control the outcome. All you can do is forgive them and be available to the Lord and trust Him. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that they're treating you this way. Obviously they can't even see the most obvious thing in the world, that they're believing all this stuff and they can't even say Happy Mother's Day to their mom. They're believing all this stuff, that's supposedly tolerant and loving and kind and all that stuff, and they can't even say Happy Mother's Day. So they're living in error, and all you can do is forgive them for the pain they're causing and trust the Lord. Trust the Lord as your righteousness, and just know that His presence is enough. His presence really is enough, and He loves you so much. So happy Mother's Day to you, my friend. I'm sure you did an amazing job with those kids, introducing them to the Lord. And unfortunately, the way planet Earth works is they grow up and start choosing. And sometimes it's just, it's not what you want to see, and it hurts. So thank you for trusting us with your question today. And I hope that that forgiveness and that decision to forgive and release them from the pain that they're causing you is helpful to you. I'm sure it will be.